When it comes to baking, of course, you need some ingredients and an oven to do so. But in this recipe, I'm going to be showing you how to make a very delicious, incredible, soft, fluffy stovetop scones, which are going to be perfect for serving over brunch because they're going to be a little bit sweet, soft, pillowy, and so delicious. And the perfect thing is you don't need an oven. So grab the ingredients and let's get cooking. This recipe needs very basic ingredients which are readily available in your pantry or in your kitchen. So you're going to need some all-purpose flour. We have some sugar, margarine, which you can substitute with butter. We have salt, milk, and instant yeast. You're going to start off by adding in your wet ingredients to your bowl, and the key here is to make sure that your milk is at room temperature. In your mixing bowl, you're going to be adding in your wet ingredients, and I'm going to start off with some lukewarm milk. Add in my instant yeast, and this is 10 grams. Then next, I'm going to add in a 1/4 cup of sugar. Using a spoon, I'm going to whisk in the sugar, yeast, and milk until fully combined. I love using the small packets of yeast because you only use it once. If you've bought the large packet of yeast and you've been keeping it in the pantry, maybe you've used it once or twice, or if you're not into commercial baking, it will sit there, and that means that you might spoil your next baking session. Now, into my mixing bowl, I'm going to be adding in my dry ingredients, and I'm going to start off with my all-purpose flour, and this is 2 cups. Add in a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Then you're going to go in with your hands or with a spoon. Mix up the wet and dry ingredients until a dough is formed. If you notice that your dough is on the sticky side, you're going to sprinkle in with some flour. That means that you're going to be using 2 cups and a 1/3 cup to knead your dough until perfection. And if your dough is too dry, you're going to add in a tablespoon of milk at a time until you get the perfect dough. Once you have a shaggy dough just like this, you're going to go in with your hands and knead for around 2 to 3 minutes while stretching so that you can activate the gluten in the flour. And after 3 minutes, this is how your dough is going to be looking. It's nice and soft and not sticky. So you're going to add in 1 tablespoon of margarine and knead for around a minute or so, or until the margarine is fully mixed up with the dough. So the margarine is going to make the scones super soft. It's going to be a little bit messy while kneading the dough, but just hang in there. It's going to get fully combined with the dough after a few seconds. If you're going to be using butter, make sure it's at room temperature. You'll need some muscle at this point, but if you're going to be using a stand mixer, that is going to be the best option because you're going to add in all the ingredients and let the stand mixer knead the dough until soft and elastic. This is how my dough is looking after kneading for around 5 minutes. And as you can see, the margarine is fully combined. It's not sticky at all. So you're going to tuck the dough in the bottom just like this. Transfer back into your bowl. Then you're going to spread a teaspoon of cooking oil, which is going to prevent the dough from drying out while resting. Make sure the oil is fully coated on the dough. And once done, you're going to pick a plastic wrap or a cling film. Cover your bowl. Pick a kitchen towel. Cover, then you're going to place your dough in a warm area in your kitchen. It can be on your countertop, or if you've been using your oven, you can place in the dough so that it can double up in size. So see you after 1 hour. Once your dough has doubled up in size, just like this, you're going to, let me place my kitchen towel aside. Remove the cling film and punch to remove the excess air pockets. Then you're going to transfer to your countertop. Sprinkle a little bit of flour. Then you're going to knead for around a minute. After a minute, you're going to tuck in the bottom just like this. Spread some more flour on your countertop. Then you're going to be rolling out using your rolling pin to 1/2 inch. Spread a little bit of flour on my rolling pin, and it's going to be very easy for you to push the dough because it's soft and elastic. This is 1/2 inch. So next you're going to need a cookie cutter or anything that is round, which is going to help you cut out the dough. So I'm going to place on the edge of the dough, twist a little bit so that I can make a clean cut. Remove the excess dough, place aside, and this is what we're looking for. I'm going to pick a tray where I'm going to transfer the dough so that it can double up in size once more. So carefully I'm going to lift up the dough. Cover with a kitchen towel so that the dough doesn't dry off while I reuse the leftover piece of dough. So you'll begin by tucking in the bottom, just like this. Spread some flour. Make sure your working surface is well floured and roll out once more. Pick the leftover piece of dough and roll just like this so that I can have a round shape. Then I'm going to press down using my palm and slightly roll it off to a round shape, just like the rest. That is the leftover piece of dough that you can't throw out. You have to cook all the scones because they're going to turn out super delicious. So now it's all about resting the dough. I'm going to cover the rest with my cling film and let the dough double up in size. At this point, you're going to need a heavy bottomed pan, and I'm going to be using a cast iron, which is going to make it very easy for me to cook my scones on my stovetop. Also, you'll need a lid, a spatula, and a plate for transferring your scones once they're ready. So you'll place your pan over medium flame. Wait for around a minute so that the pan can get hot. This is how my dough is looking. It has doubled up in size again. As you can see, once you press, the dough springs back up. Once your pan is hot, reduce the flames to low. Then you're going to pick your dough and carefully place on the cast iron pan. It's quite delicate. Just carefully pick it up and place it on the pan. Then you're going to cover and let the scones cook for around 1 to 2 minutes on each side. Make sure the flames are right because we don't want that dark color on your scones. If you don't have a cast iron pan, you can use a non-stick pan. Just make sure it's heavy bottomed so that it can retain the heat once you reduce the flames to low, and let the scones perfectly cook on the inside. Covering your pan is going to trap in the heat, so the scones are going to fluff up once more, and then they are going to perfectly cook. It's been around 2 minutes. I'm just going to check on my scones, and wow, you can catch that nice bread baking aroma but we are using our stovetop. After 2 minutes, you're going to flip your scones so that they can cook on the other side. Then you're going to cover and let the scones cook for another 2 minutes. And after 2 minutes, you're going to check on your donuts, and this is how the other side is going to be looking. You have a little bit of color, which is just all right. So I'm going to transfer to my plate. And add in my next round. I'm going to pick one scones and slice. And wow, just look at that. Perfection. This is how my scones are looking, and as you can see, they're soft, fluffy, and they're very delicious. I've already had one, and the perfect thing about the recipe is that it's a stovetop recipe. You don't need an oven to cook your scones. You might have a scones or two which have a dark color. No worries. As long as the scones is perfectly cooked on the inside, it is just good to go. So I'm going to check on my last batch. Wow. So definitely this is a recipe worth trying because it has taken me around 30 minutes after resting the dough to cook my delicious scones, which you can serve for breakfast or brunch.